Hey guys, it's Adam from Sear Nation. We got 2 packages that came in. Let's go get those. All right, we got them here. Let's open up the big one first. This first one is from Envirocycle. It comes out pretty easy. It looks like it has roller base and a tumbler. This just goes up on top. Pretty simple. Let's open the second one. All right, this is gonna take a little assembly. Looks like there's pieces, so let's do that in a little bit. All right, I got all the pieces out. There's some instructions here. I'm gonna assemble it quick. I might need some tools. Let's do this. All right, guys, I fully assembled this compost bin. I was timing myself. It took 1 hour and 25 minutes. Now, I did assemble it wrong twice, but it did take a little bit of time. But let's take it outside, continue to look at these. All right, we have our 2 bins out here. This one, again, is the Envirocycle tumbler, 35 gallons in black. And this one is the FCMP IM4000 tumbler in 37 gallons. So we're gonna put some kitchen compost in, hay, start seeing how these perform over a few weeks and see what we find. All right, it's been it's been like 5 weeks since we started these compost bins. Now we put hay and kitchen scraps in them. One of the biggest things I saw was it's helpful to clip up everything. The hay is pretty long pieces, and if you cut it into like 1-inch or 2-inch pieces, it'll compost much more easily. And that's what we've been doing, as well as spinning these every 2 to 3 days, the manufacturer suggests. Let's get a closer look at each one of these before we go and use the compost. So this first compost tumbler, I was a little worried with the base that it might be unstable and move, fall over, but we actually had a couple big windstorms here and it still stayed stable. But let's take a look inside. So it has this nice compartment that opens for both bins. There's 2 bins. So the first side, you can see that it's composting in there. It took 3 to 4 weeks to get this good texture. And the other side, we just have compost starting again. So what's good about this is you have 2 options. You have one side to have more complete compost, and the other side you can start making new. So you kind of have a cycle there where you can always have good compost. Also with this one, spinning is pretty easy to rotate it every 2 to 3 days. Just turn it. There's small drain holes on the corner too, which help optimal drainage. Get some water in, but leave some out if there's too much. All right guys, so we're gonna start getting some compost out, just show quickly how that's done. The first one's pretty easy. You spin this tumbler and you can go underneath with a bucket or a tarp or something to collect the compost. So you can just dump it out. So the second compost bin, the Envirocycle, it's lower to the ground, and so it's not moving anywhere. It didn't move during the windstorms either. Let's take a closer look inside. So it has a little clasp, opens the bin. Now this one, there's a lot of straw inside, and that's because we accidentally had too much water in the bin. Now there is a drainage system. If we lift this bin off, the bottom is where the water drains into, and there's an optional plug system that you can plug these holes, and when you plug those holes, no water drains out of the bin, at least not as well. So what happened was the water filled up in the compost bin and composted it quite rapidly, and then we had to start the process over again. So right now it's just fresh compost. If you remove these, it will drain more water, take a little longer to compost. So it's a little bit of a management system. It's also for compost tea, what they call, to collect liquid compost, which I'm not too familiar with, but if that's something you're interested in, that's an option as well with the drain plug. So you can remove that compost tea. Spinning it's pretty easy. There's drain holes at the bottom, as you can see. Pretty fluid motion. All right, so we got a garden salsa. It's like a spicy pepper we're gonna plant here. So let's dig the hole. All right, we have a hole dug. We want to try to make the hole like twice as big as the plant so we can have a lot of compost around it, give that good nutrients. So we're first gonna, our compost, we're gonna lie some of that down in the bottom. Put our plant in. There's a little cat here. More compost around the side. And then we can just finish off with some more dirt. I'm gonna step on the dirt a little bit. There you go. You got a pepper plant with compost in it. It's really hot out here. I probably shouldn't be wearing jeans, but I want to wrap this up and give you guys just a quick overview. So this one, it's a lower price point. So I think for an entry composter, it's pretty good. It does require a lot of assembly. And like I said, it took me a couple hours to put it together. I am a mechanical engineer, so I know a little bit about assembly, and it still took me a while, mainly because I assembled it in the wrong order. The instructions do call that out. I just missed it by mistake. So if you're someone that gets afraid of tools or something like that, it might not be the best one. But if you can assemble things, go ahead. It seemed to compost very well. There was nothing to do in terms of water management. As long as you cut the pieces up real fine, I think you'll be pretty good. The other one, it's a little higher price. I like the build quality and the concept that it's on the ground. And it also has the option, if you're into compost tea, if that's something you're into, that's a good option as well. But overall, they perform pretty well. Nothing major went wrong yet. All right, guys, it's hot out here. I'm sweating. I want to wrap this up. So this is Adam from Sear Nation. I'll put a link to our website down below. We have more resources on composting, kitchen recipes, stuff like that. I'll also link these two products if you want to check those out. If you have any questions at all, feel free to comment below and we'll answer those for you. All right, take care, guys.